Alright guys, so today I'm here for a very serious issue. We're not here to show some eBubs raid tree play and take the tree crown in 30 seconds or whatnot. So over the last few days, a lot of, I think since CROS and a lot of pros have come out to say that they want to retire, they want to quit, take a break from this game. And it's been long coming. The game has been very still for a long period of time. The latest Clan Wars 2 update has been an epic fail, but I'm not here to go on to rant like what a lot of people have already done. We're not here to rant, we're here to give solutions. So we're gonna rant just a little bit, but more importantly, throughout the entire duration of this video, I'm gonna give Supercell some ideas or some solutions. We're just gonna give them a little bit of a taste of what is inside this brain. So hopefully they will like it, and then they will hire me as the next community manager or something that we can help to develop the game even more. Okay, so the first issue is definitely the most important thing is the state of the game. The state of the game has been, unfortunately, where the better player doesn't necessarily always win. I think in any game, in any esport, in any sport, the better player, the better team has to always win about 80% of the time. I think it makes sense. Sometimes 20% is about luck, or maybe even 10%. So the better player must win, but because this game is very different from a lot of other titles, like if you look at your PUBG, your Dota, your League of Legends, the player is in control of the character, but this one you're not in control. So you're basically placing cards, and the interaction between the cards are almost fixed, except from those minor bugs and whatnot. But the interaction with those cards are usually fixed. That gives very little skill or room to maneuver. So that's why the skill level cap is already reached. Once you know these interactions, then you can predict and whatnot. So the skill cap can be reached very easily because you are not in control of the individual character. But it doesn't mean that the game is dead. The better player should still always win, and definitely this goes down a lot to matchups. A lot of people have been talking about matchups here and matchups there, and it's a fact. The game is very based on matchup, but then what is the problem? Releasing new cards is definitely not going to help. So sometimes the problem, you just have to take a step back. The balance change team definitely can do a better job, but sometimes removing cards might be the way going forward. So I think what this game really needs is a big shake-up in the whole meta and the whole balance changes. Balancing 4, 5, 6 cards in one session, slight nerf, slight buff, it's not going to change anything. It's not going to change that the game is going downhill. What you guys really need, if you guys want to bring back this game to life, is a huge shake-up. Maybe one balance change, you go for 20 changes. You remove another 10 cards that are considered sort of no skill or imbalance. That is a way. You gotta make a bold decision sometimes. It might pay off, it might not pay off, but if I look at this game right now, what could be worse? I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure what could be worse because it's way too matchup based. So removing some cards instead of adding cards might be actually the way to go. And the balance changes, you guys gotta. I wouldn't say, yeah, balance changes. Maybe you should focus more on the pro community, because in the casuals, from what I understand, they just play whatever decks they like or whatever decks, whatever cards they like. They don't really care too much on the balance change. Of course, if you make one card really powerful, then definitely they will use it. And I also understand that the casual makes up a majority of your player pool, but the fact is they just use any card they like. So maybe your balance change could be more focused towards what's happening in competition, because clearly see from this pictures here, Musketeer Hunter Ewis is used so much in top ladder, while the Wizard Witch Executioner is not used at all, if any even. But in mid ladder and casual gameplay, you'll see all of this everywhere, anywhere, wherever they like. They will just put whatever combination they like. They will bring 4 buildings, 5 buildings. They'll bring 5 spells, whatever they like. If they like it that way, they're just playing for fun. They just want their daily chess. They will play whatever cards they like, whether it's balanced, not balanced, underbalanced, whatever the heck it is. Okay, so I'll give you guys a good example. So you look at the top row over here. We have the Musketeer, the Hunter, the Electro-Wiz, and the bottom row we have the Wizard, the Witch, and the Executioner. Alright, if you look at casual gameplay, mid ladder, low ladder, of course you'll see a variety of them. But if you look at CRL and top level, why is it only the top row? Most of the cards being used are from the top row and not the bottom row. Okay, you don't need to know rocket science. You don't need to know what is E equals to MC squared. You don't need to be an Einstein to figure out what the difference is. It's obviously the elixir cost. So why are pros going for 4 elixir cards instead of 5? The biggest, most clear idea is because 4 elixir cards don't die to fireball, and that's actually giving value. If you can keep it alive, that gives you value. The 5 elixir cards that die to lightning, the Wizard, the Witch. The XE doesn't die, but the Wizard, the Witch dies to lightning. That's why it's lightning value is very important. Like if you get 6 elixir lightning, you get it down on 2 troops. That could just win you the game. The troop plus the building to defend your big push. Then your tank or whatever will go straight into the tower because you got lightning value. And you also hit this princess tower for extra damage. So that's the reason why. If you want to make a good balance change, you could definitely bring down some of these cards to 4 elixir, or you bring them all up to 5 elixir and buff their stats a little bit. That's going to give you a very nice playing field where all these cards could actually work. Since Supercell likes to balance things or make things like standardize your spirits and your whatnot, so why not make all these cards 4 or 5 elixir respectively? Of course, if you want to make it, if you want to keep it like that, then it's gotta, the meta will always be like that, right? They will always favor the 4 elixir cards just because of the lightning value that's present. Okay, the next thing I want to mention is about the Grand Challenges, the Classic Challenges. The GC, CCs, they have been in the game for, I think, 3 or 4 years, and 0 changes have been done. So they just put in a game mode there, and they expect it to work as miracles for a lifetime. It's not going to happen. If the developers actually play the game, then the wait times in terms of GCs, definitely. Even CCs at the higher 10, 11, 12 wins, it's taking quite a bit of time to find some games. So that definitely has to be a revamp. So in my idea, I would say I would definitely revamp it a bit in conjunction with something else. So if I look at all the other popular game titles, what is very, very popular is something called skins. In your League of Legends, in your Dota, skins are actually, or in any other game, skins can actually sell or get good revenue for the company. Because people are suckers for skins. If it looks nice, if it looks cool. It has to look nice and look cool, because in Clash Royale you might not be able to see the whole character. You might, if you're playing the troop, you might only see the back of the character. So they've got to design it in a very nice way, but it can be done. So here is my idea. So we have, you're gonna get tokens in Grand Challenges. So let's say if you get a 12th win, you're guaranteed to get 1 token. If you get 11 wins, then it scales down accordingly, all the way where even you get 0 wins, you should get nothing. If you get 1 win, in a GC, you should have a very low percentage of getting these tokens, and maybe in Classic Challenges, you can have like a 20% chance. If you get a 12-win Classic Challenge, you have a 20% chance of getting this token. Or maybe 10%. The actual percentage doesn't matter. The most important thing is that you can get these tokens. And what are these tokens for? These tokens will be for skins. So that is one way to get people to actually play GCs and CCs even more and generate revenue for your company. So what will the skins look like? It will not look like anything that is currently in the game, just a little bit of gold border or whatnot. That's too weak. That's not going to entice people to buy. Alright, so here is my idea of skins. Here, okay, so the first one, Christmas is coming. I know it's going to be a little bit too rushed for you guys to get this out, but why not have a Hawk Rider costume in the future? The next one you can work on is Chinese New Year, right? That's going to, Lunar New Year is coming. You guys can dress it up in red or whatnot. That's very, very possible. The other ideas that I have, so this Chinese, that's a Chinese mobile game. They work with DC. DC, I think they have a partnership with DC, so this character is dressed up as Wonder Woman. So in CR, you could, it's the same parent company. They're all owned by Tencent. So in CR, why not make your knight look like this? It can look like the Dark Knight, or make the Sky look like the Joker, because he actually is a Joker, like a trump card. You just play him at the bridge. If your opponent has no ground units, you get the tower. You rage him up and. Why not? This could work. Okay, but the main thing about the skins is they can't be too fancy. There has to be a balance, which in terms that it doesn't distract the gameplay. The number one is still definitely cannot be too distracting on the gameplay. So there has to be a fine balance, but it has to look nice. It has to like literally transform the character. There are so many cards out there. If every one of them can have a very nice skin, you don't have to release it all at once. All this game. The skins all take time, like maybe every few months they release one, or they release a batch by batch. So you can definitely take your time to work on the skins. But definitely, you need something more in your GCs and your CCs to get people to play. If you can release the skins and they actually look nice, I'm pretty sure there will be a lot more people playing your GCs and CCs to have a chance to win all those tokens and skins. Okay, the other thing I would like to talk about is also ladder rewards. So I think maybe a year back or maybe 2 years back, I don't know the exact date, but that's when they stopped people or organizations like Nova, what else, 50 Kings, I'm not too sure the exact names, but that's when they stopped those organizations from giving out ladder rewards, because they are banning accounts left and right for breaking their TOS in terms of that. So that's a big part of money, income for these players are gone, because rich people decide that they want to promote their clan, their brand, and then the Supercell decided, hey, it's against our TOS, so we're going to stop this. So, in light of this, what else can you motivate people for, especially new players, if they want to get some stuff or they want to prove themselves on ladder? This ladder can be the most frustrating thing, I must say. It can be the most frustrating because you could sit down, play for 4 hours, and get nowhere, and you feel like you wasted your time. So in a lot of games, you cannot make your players feel like they wasted their time. But in CR, it is very common to feel like you have wasted your time. And this 4 hours that you play, or you play for 1 day, 2 days, you may actually drop your trophies instead of gaining them. And no other form of reward, because if you're a max account, you're not getting any XP, you're not getting cards, you don't need all those cards or whatnot. So in other games, as we always mentioned, we always have to take inspiration from other games. They don't make their players feel like they wasted their time. That's the main thing. They give you some form of mastery, they give you some form of rewards or whatnot to make sure that you don't waste your time. Even like I'm playing Genshin Impact right now, it's a long grind, but every day at least I'm getting a little bit of experience in the AR. I'm getting materials here and there. It's a long grind because I'm an F2P as well, but at least you're getting something. In Clash Royale, you could waste 4 hours and get absolutely nothing. You say you learn the deck, you can get experience learning the deck, but the next thing you know, the opponent goes Lumberjack Gloom, first play at the bridge after you play a Barbard. It's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay at all. So what is my solution for this? Firstly, in my opinion, there should be ladder rewards, but this time, of course, given by Supercell. Okay, so this will be it. I would say first place you can get like something like 10,000 points, and then second place 8,000 or whatnot, and so on and so forth, all the way until the top 10k. So what can these points be used for? It will be linked to your Supercell ID, and from this you can actually obtain maybe some Supercell merchandise. Because they stopped the Supercell shop, and I think a true Clash Royale fan would be a sucker for this kind of Clash Royale merch. So it could be something simple, cheap, like a shirt, which will be pretty easy to ship out, or it could be something like a Baby D. Of course, it's gonna take time. You're gonna need a team in place to monitor all the rewards, because the number of people playing, the number of people redeeming all this, it's gonna be a lot. But of course, I would say, like, if you're in first place, you get 10,000 points. This 10,000 points must be able to change for something useful. Don't make a t-shirt cost like 100,000 points. That's gonna take you like 10 first place finishers, which will most probably never happen in your lifetime. So our lifetime, maybe Animan might do it, but in a regular player like me, it will never happen in my lifetime. So it's gonna be reasonable. I would say something, because the company is not poor. I would say it's owned by Tencent. They have money. So definitely you could 10,000. If one player gets 10,000 points, maybe he should be able to change for something good, and then Supercell will ship it to your house or whatnot. Of course, this is gonna cost extra money, but this is gonna give people incentive to actually grind ladder, right? The next thing also is definitely a 2v2 ladder. A lot of people have been asking for it, and I think it's good. I don't know, maybe there are technical difficulties implementing that and whatnot, but I'm pretty sure there will be a simple solution. I have the solution in mind. If you're talking about trophies, matchmaking, and whatnot, we definitely have like some ideas in mind what could be done. But 2v2 ladder, as most that I've seen in CRL, the better pair, the better team does win the 2v2 compared to the 1v1, because the 1v1 matchup is so huge. In 2v2, if you have matchup but you have bad communication, the better pair will still win. So that actually gives a chance that to save the game, I would say. Because like I said at the start of the video, in any game, in any sport, the better player, the better team must always win 80% of the time at least. 20% can be a luck, rotation and whatnot, but the better player team must win. So 2v2 ladder, definitely a big vouch for me here. Okay, so the next issue that I want to talk about is definitely about the number of players. The number of players have been dropping drastically since its hype maybe 2 years ago. But it happens in every game. After a few years, it depends on how well the development team keeps your players, the community and all that. The players will leave, players will stay, new players will come in. But I think the biggest problem for Clash Royale is it's not easy for a new player to do well in this game, especially on ladder. I have friends who have been playing this game for maybe 2 years, and they don't even have a max account, or nowhere even near a max account, because the legendaries just take too long to max. Alright, so but if you compare with another game, if you are, let's say you're gifted or you're talented at a game in a PUBG or in League of Legends mobile or in Mobile Legends or some other mobile game, if you are good at that game, you pick it up, immediately you can definitely reach the higher heights, or even like Fortnite, if you're good in FPS games. The moment you pick it up, if you are naturally good, you will be good at the game. But in Clash Royale, if you are good at the game, or you have potential to be good at the game, but you look at your card levels, and you compare it to your opponent's card levels, who is already at level 13 playing this game for 3 years, and you just started out and you want an even playing field, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. So what I think Supercell can do more for all those new players, because players will leave, definitely. new players, they can have like this kind of like a package. I would say in my idea it would be like a package. So maybe they have to play like 10 games a day for a period of 30 days or a month kind of thing, and then it will cost money definitely. If you want to get cards fast, it will definitely cost a little bit of money, not too much. If it's too much, a lot of new players who are kids, they can't afford it. So if it costs a little bit, I think it's still reasonable. So give them like a max, or at least level 12, close to level 13, kind of a rares, epics, maybe not legendaries because there might be too much money, or at least have like a starter pack. I would say a starter pack would be a good idea. That you buy, or you show like you're committed to this game, you play this game for like every day for a certain duration, and then cost a little bit of money, and then you could get like all level 9 cards once you reach the certain arena. Because it takes forever to level up these cards. Like once a new card is released, even though I play it diligently every day, even on stream and whatnot, it's gonna take months for me just to max out one new card. So I think more can be done for the new players, of course. The details can be worked out between me and Supercell if they hire me. We could work out the details, you know, guys, alright? So definitely one thing that can be done is definitely do more for the new players. Moving on to most probably the last point over here, it's about the esports. So a lot of rumors have been circulating about CRL 2021. So it seems like it's gonna be a very different one, where players might not even get paid a lot or at all to represent the organization. I'm sure like if it's online or what, people will still do it, because kids, if they want to compete, definitely it's a good chance for them to show, and rich organizations can definitely still pay some of the players. But I think this game has a lot of potential. If they do something to fix this game, there is it's not a coincidence that they were chosen for the Asian Games or chosen for WCG. There are many game titles out there, but why was this game chosen? So I would say there is a lot of potential behind all this. Of course, it's revenue at the end of the day, revenue, viewership. It's not that great for esports in CR right now, but they could like copy some ideas from a lot of other games. Like whatever in-game spending by the community can go towards the prize pool of a certain competition. It's gonna be better, but I think CRL is still definitely the pinnacle of the CR esports. So it would be good if they could still sustain it, but we do not know the exact numbers behind all that. So I understand if they are losing a lot of money because they have to give teams money and whatnot, and then the production costs and everything else. And they're basically losing money from CRL because the viewership ain't great. Because CR itself, it's not too big of a game compared to all your other games, your Dota, your LOL. Definitely the viewership is much smaller for this mobile game. But if the team heads in the right direction in the next 1 or 2 years, I can see CR being like the champion of like mobile gaming. It could be like the Kickstarter to bring like mobile esports to a whole new level. But the direction of the team has to be like really good. It's not like hiring Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to be in charge of Manchester United. He's making good players worse and bad players even worse. So he has no idea what he's doing. So, okay, back to the topic here. Yeah, the direction of the team, whoever is in charge of the team, has to be strong, and he has to be surrounded by people who are actually smart enough to, who are playing this game at a decent level, to be smart enough to know that what this game needs. But that being said, I hope that Supercell does something. Whether or not they hire me or not, or hire someone else, I hope they do something to save this game, because this has been a huge part of my life for the last 4.5 years. And I hope it will continue to be a huge part of my life in the next 5-10 years. So the ball's in your court now, Supercell. I hope you guys really do sit down with your team. I don't know what you guys have planned, but if you guys want to retain your player pool or whatever not, you guys got to roll out those updates fast. And forget about clan wars, improvements and whatnot. Don't waste your time. That's my tip to you. Alright guys, if you guys made it to the end of this video, you guys are awesome. Don't forget to leave a like and a subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. In the meantime, please stay safe everyone and have a good